Oh, it doesn't. That seal's not 1 inch. I thought it was an inch. Hello, my name is Tatiana, and tonight I have some cards to show you that I have made with the part of the Spellbinders April 2026 release. They said, would you like to use some of these products? And I said, yeah. So this part here is part of the Essentially Yours sentiment set. Okay, so there are 8 of these if you buy the whole set. I have 4 here to show you tonight. And I can tell you right now that I will be using these again and again and again. And the reason I know that is because I already have. Yeah, so these are, first of all, very easy to use because each of them has either 1 or 2 pieces. I think this one, no, this one has 1, 2, 3 pieces, but most of them, like for example, this one is 1 piece, the top part, the top layer I'm talking about. They all have a shadow layer, as you can see, and they all are beautiful. Okay, that's you can see that they're beautiful. I don't have to tell you that. Yes, but anyway, what I wanted to say too was that they're not expensive. Each one of these, they sell them individually, or you can get them as a set. And each one of these is only $7.99, and I think the whole set is $49.99 or something. And if you buy the whole set, like think about it this way, you have all your bases covered. If you want to make a card, you don't have to think, oh, do I have a with sympathy sentiment? Do I have a get well soon? Do I have a congrats? Do I have, if you want to have your bases covered and not think ever again about, do I have a sentiment for this? These are all right there for you. Okay, that's why I like them, and that's why I've been using them. Secondly, so that's a set. Then another part of the release is called the Poppy Song collection. So that includes this 3D embossing folder, which as you can see is beautiful. And this is called Favorite Song. It comes with this set of nesting dies, which is called Playful Stitched Panels. I think I wrote it down here. Yeah, Playful Stitched Panels. And I guess the reason they called it playful was because most nesting sets, each layer is a duplicate of the layer that's a little bit larger than it. But as you can see, this, for example, this funny little corner here doesn't match the funny little corner here, does it? And that's why it's a little bit playful. And as you can see, it's stitched all the way around the edge. It's almost, well, I mean, it is. It looks exactly like you stitched it with your sewing machine but didn't put the thread in. But it's done perfectly, and you never have to use your sewing machine. And another thing about Spellbinders nested sets that I've noticed lately is that they're making the smallest piece into a tag, which is great because you can use it as a tag. And I just wonder if the smallest piece, if anyone ever used it. I guess sometimes people used it as a sentiment cutout, which I'm going to use this tag on a card later. And I'm going to do exactly that. Actually, what I'm going to use is this sentiment set from Hero Arts because it has some really cool quotes. And so later in the video, I'm going to make a card with these things right here. Okay, and so this part here is called Leaf and Bloom, the Leaf and Bloom die set. And as you can see, it comes with these 3 different florals. There are 2 different stems, and then there is this leaf swag, I guess you could say. So that's what I have to show you, and now I'm going to show you the cards. Okay, I love every one of these cards that I made. Maybe let's move this out of the way. Yes. Oh, yes, one other thing. Okay, I had to run and get this set because I cannot show you how I made this card without introducing you to this set if you've never seen it. This is actually from last year, but I love this set so much, okay? As you can see in the picture here, they're showing you that there are 3 different ways that you can use this. So it's a 3D embossing folder, but it comes with dies, and it's called the postage stamps set because, as you can see, there is a postage edge. Wait, let me just put it on some backing here. It's a postage edge border, but it also comes with the ability to cut the middle of it out, and then you get the frame. Here's the rounded top version. And there's a lot of nice texture there, okay? It feels really good because it's a 3D embossing folder. And then you're also left with the little middle piece. In this case, I was just testing out some Simon Hurley paste on the embossing folder. So there's a glimpse of what the embossing folder looks like if you use a little bit of gold paste on it. But anyway, this, I just love this. I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. Anyway, so that's how I made these frames. So as you can see, these frames that have no picture in the middle, there's nothing there because I've cut the middle out with the die. These ones, I didn't cut the middle out. So now there's a spot where you can put a picture. Now, what I did was I took the middle part of the die. Let me just show you here. I took this little piece in the middle and I cut the paper out, and then I just placed it on top of the frame that looks like this. And then you have this little piece of artwork. And so I just displayed 3 pieces of artwork, and then I cut the middle of the other 3 out and put it like that. If you're wondering what the paper is, because isn't it pretty, it's Tim Holtz collage strips. So I just cut some pieces out of there and put them inside the frames. And I absolutely love this. And as you can see, the thank you top layer is used here. I didn't use the shadow layer. Okay, so that's card number 1. Let me move these products out of the way. Okay, card number 2. I just love, like, look at this. So pretty. Okay, so I've taken some fuchsia Spellbinders cardstock, and I've just cut those poppy, I just used these 2 obviously, and I just cut them out over and over again. I put a little foam square behind each of them so there is dimension, and then I used gold for the leaves obviously. And here is the happy birthday sentiment, and I've used like 3 layers of the white so that it's very dimensional, and if you feel it, it feels really good. I'm a tactile person. I love feeling I love feeling things like this, okay? And then this little sweet frame with the picture in it, if you haven't seen these yet, this is just adorable, okay? This is made using their clear seal maker. And what I've done is I've used it on, okay, that's the second version here. I've used it on black cardstock. Excuse all the strings here, but I've used it on black cardstock. So you just squirt some of their glue out onto the cardstock, and then you use one of these, okay, not this one, but I used this one, and then the oval version of this one. And then once you have that done, you can use their gold bullion. Do I have some here? Yeah, here it is. You can use their gold bullion, and it comes with a little sponge. It looks like a little makeup applicator for eyeshadow, and then you just go around the rim of the frame, and then you take your scissors and you just cut the outer gloopy part off. Okay, so there is a little bit of fussy cutting in there to do. This one, there's no fussy cutting because that was just made with this circular, this one right here. That one's a little bit easier. You just have to cut outside. And then the rectangular one, I just cut like the rectangle. I don't go into the little things. But for this pretty one here, I did cut between each scallop. And that's how this cute little thing is made. And then they have rub-ons, okay? So then there's a little die that you can buy that cuts this perfect little oval, so you can put your little picture in there. And this is a rub-on from that collection. Yes, so that's how I made that card. This one, oh my gosh, I super duper love this one. Okay, this is, okay, so here are the flowers again. This time I used a hot pink. This is not a Spellbinders cardstock. That was just from my stash. This was from the, okay, I found it. It was the Glimmer of the Month from March 24. And it has some sentiments, and then it also has the die that you can cut the sentiments with, and this is still available. It came from that club that had this beautiful die set. Okay, yes, so you can see I've used that frame again, and this time I've put some Simon Hurley paste. I just put it on my finger and sort of ran it along the outside, and I just wanted to age the frame a little bit, and then I ran it along the inside as well. And there are also some clear sequins on here, and I believe they came from the Advent calendar from last December of 25. And I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I took a white ink pad and I just ran it across this 3D embossing folder, which is called the 4-Petal Floral. Yeah, so that's how I made that one. Okay, this one is a sympathy card, and I just cut a circular piece, and this circular piece is 4 1/4 inches in diameter, and you want to cut that first, and then you can run it through this Dina Wakley lined corners 3D embossing folder. Don't do it the other way around. Don't run it through this and then try to cut it out, because you're going to squash your layers. So cut a circle, run it through here, and then you'll come out with this cute shape. And you can see here's another color version of this floral, and I've just put some foam tape behind the With Sympathy, and it's got the shadow layer, but the shadow is sort of blending into the background. Okay, and then this card, oh, I love this one. Okay, this one I used for the, okay, first of all, I did it a little differently. I cut the sentiment, just the top layer of the sentiment, out of this yellow cardstock, and then I used a circle die to cut the circle. Then I backed it with this bright pink cardstock, which again is not a Spellbinders cardstock, it's just a hot pink cardstock from my stash. And then the leaves, for the flower, I used the small die of the month from January, and I just cut the frame out twice, and as you can see there are different sizes to the petals. And then I took those petals and I ran them through the Favorite Song embossing folder, and as you can see it just gives it a little bit of texture. And here is the swag used here. I've cut 3 of them out and just kind of put them behind there, and then I used some clear drops just to make it look a little bit like dew, and it makes like a really large this is a 5x7 card, and it's just makes this huge flower on the front of the card, and it's kind of fun like placing the layers in there too. Okay, this is the last card I'm going to show you, and so I did the same thing as I did here, except this time I filled in the crevice, or whatever you want to call it, the recess in here, with a gold cardstock, so that this is flat. And these birds are from the January 26th large die of the month. So they're these birds here, and the flowers are just an assortment of flowers from different die sets, but one of them is the Be Bold Blooms. This one here, Be Bold Blooms. Actually, I think a few of the flowers are from there. So I just cut out, try cutting out all the flowers you have in white and putting it on a card, and it makes a really pretty card. It would make a very nice sympathy card too, is what I was thinking. Okay, now that I've showed you all the cards, I'm going to take these products here, and we're going to make a card with them. Okay, so I have a general plan for this card, but I'm not 100% sure of what it's going to look like when I'm done. Usually I make the card first and then I just recreate it. But today I thought I would do something a little bit outside my comfort zone and just start with some products, as I usually do in my craft room, and see where it goes. I know I'd like to incorporate these products. I also have these seals that I made using the clear seal maker, and I just got this product, which is a punch that punches out a 1-inch square. And as you can see, this seal and this seal have a 1-inch square inset to them. So I thought it would be fun to punch something out of a piece of paper and stick it in there. Will I use that? I'm not sure, but I just want to try it. Okay, so this punch comes to you closed, and then I think you just click this open and then it opens it up, and otherwise it's self-explanatory. I didn't have a 1-inch punch in my craft room, and I thought it would be fun to make geometrics with, so I'll try that in another video. But for now, what I thought I would do was I'd like to punch out something from these Tim Holtz papers that I'm really enjoying using. And so I thought we could search through and find something that matches this color theme right here. As you can see, I cut this one out. I was going to use it on a card, but I haven't done so yet. So I was thinking if we could find something that incorporated all of these colors, that would be great. So that sort of does, the map does, but I don't know if I want a map on the card. This one is kind of nice, but it's got like a whitish background, and I'm not too sure about that. This one could be good here. I'm not sure about putting somebody's face in the little square. I feel like that would be kind of weird. I don't want pinks, I don't want blues, I don't want greens. Now, these are neutrals, and these go with this background paper. I guess the point of this is that I'm trying to show you like what I'm thinking as I'm sort of designing a card. This would be nice, this script. It doesn't perfectly match, but it looks like something that would be nice in the seal. Those are more oranges. Numbers would be cool. That's two pink, yellow, blue. Those are two pinky, pink. Okay, here's some reds. Okay, right away my eye goes to this one because it's graphic. And also, you know what, I think this might be the one because as you can see, it matches our color theme perfectly. It's got black, red, and the sort of off-white color of the alabaster cardstock. There's also this one, which is just sort of a pattern. You know what, why don't we cut a couple of them out? Also, these ones, these match too. It would be kind of neat just to have some letters. So why don't we cut out a couple of those and see how they look? Okay, so to cut them out, we're gonna need to first, let me see here. Let's see how far this reaches into the paper. Okay, so I think we can get something from here. Yeah, let's start here. Let's get the A's and the B's. Let's make sure this even fits this seal. Oh, it doesn't. That seal's not 1 inch. I thought it was an inch. Okay, we're gonna have to trim that down a bit. Let's see if I can trim it straight with my scissors. Darn, I thought that punch would make a perfect... Wow, it's not even close. I don't know how big that seal opening is now. Does that fit? There, okay, that one fits. That could be good. I'm not 100% sure I like that. I'll just leave it in there for now. Actually, why don't I use this as a template? We'll use this punch for something in another video, but let's just use this as a template because now we know that it fits in there. What I really kind of like is this one here. It's got the colors, it's got the, yeah, okay, so let me cut out of this and see how this one looks. I have a feeling this is the one I'm gonna like. This one we don't have to be so particular because it's just a pattern. There. Okay, so we also need to trim it off the cardstock, of course. So there's a little bit of fussy cutting to do here as well. Okay, and now this one. This is the other thing about making clear seals is that you're not really sure, you're not really sure exactly how the seal's going to come out. So it's good to have a little session with them and sort of sit down and just make a whole bunch at once because you might come out with 4 duds and then you suddenly come out with one that you actually like. Or you might like them all. I'm pretty happy with all the ones I made, actually. I sat down one afternoon and I had a bunch of stuff that I had picked up off the ground. If I have time to make a video, I will. I did take a video of it, but I haven't edited the video yet, so... But anyway, I found all these little twigs and things on the ground, and I just started making seals out of them, and I was like, wow, this is kind of fun. Okay, so here's what we've got so far. One is a little bit smaller than the other. I don't know how much room we're going to have on this card. Okay, let's see here. I was planning to stamp on here and added a little bit of marker there, and I think it looks pretty good. Okay. So let's see how this card should be formed. So I'm going to take off the top couple of layers, and I'm going to I just put some repositionable adhesive there so I can just sort of brush that away. Now let's see how these fit on here. And once again, I just used repositionable adhesive to put them down there temporarily. Whoops. Okay, let's try this seal and see if we like how this looks. Oh yeah, I love that. Let's try this one. This one is nice too, but I don't feel like the red goes as well as the red from this one. This one, the red perfectly matches. But if we're gonna fit this saying in, I wonder if it's gonna be too much to have the saying and the... I wonder if one of these sayings would be better. I think I kind of like these better because the gold matches the gold. I mean, the gold tone doesn't match perfectly, but the fact that there's metallic in two spots, I think this goes well just because this fills the space nicely, whereas this is just a little bit too big. It's a little bit overwhelming. It's hiding the fact that there's stems there. So I think we'll go with this one. And I think I'll just leave it sort of like that. Yeah. Do we want this in there? I don't know if that's too overwhelming. No, I think that, I can't tell. Is that too much? I think I like it better just like that. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is I'm not going to pop any of this up. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive behind here. And just behind some of the leaves. Just so they don't get caught on anything. And this, I'm just going to put glue on the back. You know what, it's too lumpy under there, so I'm gonna put a piece of thin foam tape behind there because it's not sitting flat enough for my liking. Let's see if I can just tuck this behind here. There. Now, do I want to pop this up? Yeah, I think that needs some dimension. Everything else is flat, so I'm going to put some dimension on the back of this. Okay, and I also have a card that I cut out to put on there. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back of this. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, and as you can see, it just leaves like a very sort of thin border of the card base around there. I just love this. This looks great. I'm just going to use a very scientific and professional method of using my fingertips to smoosh it all down with. Yeah, okay, so there's, do you think we should add anything else to this? You know what, I have an idea. I have these little pebbles. I'm going to use them for the, are they called pistils? The little tiny parts of the middle of the flower. Let me just get those and see if we'll use some glossy accents. I've been wanting to try this method actually. So I have some glossy accents here, and I'll get my little stones. Okay, so I got these a while ago. They're by Finnabair, and they're called mini art stones, and they're a little bit like glitter. They're quite messy, so they may not be for you. I'm going to try them because I've worked with them before, and I know that you have to be sort of careful if you don't want to get them everywhere. I have this little spoon that I got from Nuvo, so we're going to try this out. I'm going to put some glossy accents right in the middle of the flowers, and then I'm just going to scoop these out and stick them on there. And this will also make the middle of the flower dimensional, which is kind of neat. See how they go everywhere? Gotta be so careful with these. This could work or it may not work. I'm not sure. I think I'm getting about 50% on the flower and 50% on the card. Okay, I think that should be good. I think for every one you actually get on the card, you get about 10 on your work surface. So just be careful if you ever try to use these. And I'm just gonna pick the ones out that got there. And it just sort of adds, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of neat. It adds something, but anyway, I'll let that dry and that'll take about an hour. But anyway, that's my card for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will have more videos on other products that I've received from Spellbinders in the near future. So subscribe if you like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.